time to call your lawyer.
Speaking of friends, time to check in with our friend, attorney for the injured Bruce L. Scheiner. As we get your question potentially answered, it's Ask the Lawyer time. If you submitted a question, who knows? Maybe today is your lucky day. We'll get to the question here momentarily, but first, got to make sure I say something important about you knowing that this is just general legal conversation. You cannot take what you're about to hear as specific legal advice in your specific situation, but I'm going to help you out with that. If you would like to send a question in for future consideration, I'll tell you how to go about that momentarily. If you'd like to get a free consultation, I'll tell you how to go about that momentarily. You know, a lot of attorneys do offer free consultations. Bruce L. Scheiner and Associates certainly do, and that would be well worth doing. Sitting down and going face-to-face with a professional is the only way to flesh out the details of your case, as opposed to just general legal conversation. Now, there are some specific things we could say about your case. First of all, don't make any statements. Second of all, don't let anybody record any conversations. And most importantly, don't sign anything until you sit down with a professional and see what they have to say. Let's see what Bruce thinks of today's legal brain teaser. Would you please help me make welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce. You there? Oh, I'm sorry. I had the wrong line. We've been having some phone difficulties this morning. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Todd.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good.
What's going on in your life?
Oh, it's not one of those Wednesdays in which I'm struggling to get through the middle part of the week, but we sort of get a little bit of a head of steam by the time we get to this point in the radio show. And I think it's because we get excited knowing you're going to be able to answer the question we've been kicking around all morning, and we're sort of divided on this one. So are you ready to kind of break that up for us?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. This is what it says today. I was riding my bicycle on Old McGregor Boulevard heading towards Sanibel. I was riding in the street and a car struck me from the rear, causing very severe injuries, including a broken leg, which needs pins inserted to keep the bone in place. The driver of the car is claiming it is not his fault because the sun was in his eyes. Does sun glare eliminate the liability for the driver? And this is where we can't decide as amateurs. What do you say?
I say that driver is full of bunk.
Okay. I was on that side. I want you to know.
You know what he's saying? That if the sun's in your eyes, you have a license to kill. You could drive down the street and mow down whoever you want to.
I guess that's true.
That's poppycock.
Well, I know from experience driving with the sun in your eyes is a very uncomfortable situation. What would a driver do in a situation like that?
Well, they have to slow down to the extent that they could see, or pull off the road, or do whatever they need to. It's like driving in the fog. You can't just drive down the road at 60 miles an hour because you can't see anything when it's foggy out. Okay.
So obviously the driver didn't exercise the right amount of caution for the conditions.
That's well said.
Okay, that's what I've been saying all morning.
The driver didn't exercise due care.
I'm yelling at the rest of the crew. That's what I said earlier this morning. Anyway, that's good to know, though, because really we were sort of torn on this. It seems like Mother Nature, force majeure, somebody said, that kind of thing when it comes to stuff like the sunshine. What can you do? But you're right. The driver has, if nothing else, the ability to pull over and regain his bearings.
You know, I've never seen a time where I couldn't adjust the sun visor and or my sunglasses to protect me from the sun's glare, and if you have to slow down, you just have to do whatever you can. But when you're driving a car in Florida is designated as a dangerous instrumentality.
Oh.
So you've got to exercise the care it takes to drive in a safe manner.
Gotcha. Well, that answers the question, and I thank you for helping us figure this out. Hopefully, this bicyclist can talk to a professional and get what he obviously needs to help make him whole again, and certainly take care of those painful pins in the knee. It makes me cringe to think about it.
Well, it makes me too, but he needs to see a lawyer right away.
Absolutely.
Because that driver is responsible.
All right. Bruce, thanks once again. You always make things so much easier to understand no matter how much we debated ahead of time. I appreciate that, and look forward to talking to you next week.
Okay, it's my pleasure, and I'm looking forward to it as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Bruce L. Scheiner, giving of his time so we can better understand the law and willing to take a look at your question as well. Let me tell you how to submit a question for a future Ask the Lawyer segment. All you have to do is go to our website, kickscountry929.com. Look on the homepage for BLS Bruce L. Scheiner. And go ahead and tell us as much or as little as you'd like. You notice there's always confidentiality. Nobody's name is used or anything like that, so you can feel confident about that. And maybe next week your question gets answered. Now, if you need a more immediate answer, and let's face it, when it comes to legal issues, sometimes it's very pressing, very stressful, and we want to get answers right away, then do this. Call the Bruce L. Scheiner and Associates office in Port Charlotte and get yourself a free consultation. 941-743-7777. 743-7777. Give them a call at 743-7777 and see if you can't get somebody to look into your situation immediately. Certainly, you'll feel better knowing that somebody is advising you on how to not give away your rights accidentally, which far too many of us do. Find out how to protect yourself at this phone number. One more time, it's 743-7777 with Bruce L. Scheiner and Associates. And be sure to tell them Todd Matthews sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.